Daycare Gurus! Opening a home-based daycare is not a walk in the park. When Melanie and I were in the stage of starting our own home-based daycare, we didn't know where to start.
It was really challenging to do a lot of researching and planning. I spend a lot of time Googling, as in it takes forever reading articles and blog about the licensing process.
Yeah, that's right. And I remember, in spite of all those researches and articles that we read, there's still things that confused us, like the house requirement, the creation of the policies, the home insurance, and more.
The struggle was real, but it's totally worth it.
So what me and my husband did is is to plan the business for a year. At the same time, we put up savings to cover up the expenses from the time that I will be having a zero income.
Wow, that was smart move.
We allotted 3 months worth of savings just to make sure that we're not gonna be bankrupt, right? I also started applying for my license, even though I'm still working.
Wow, that was so smart move.
It took me three months to successfully. It took me 3 months to get my license approved. Right at the time I started my daycare, I already had my client.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything went well.
Yeah. So for myself, just a quick story. I had 2 years of experience in in daycare setting. When I started my home-based daycare, it wasn't that difficult because I already established myself to that craft, and I have a source for licensing process, which is my friend Wina. And what the struggle, or I did some trial and error. So that's what I did, one client at a time. So the biggest challenge though is what I can recall was looking for the right family, because some are trying to cheaper my worth, my service, and some are not willing to take that risk because I am unlicensed.
Remember, starting a home-based daycare brings a lot of challenges. With this reason, we at Hooray decided to compile this easy guideline in starting a home-based daycare in Manitoba based on our experiences.
Yeah. Take note, based on our own experiences. Yeah, if you are that person and you are so ready to dive into licensing your home-based daycare,
but having a hard time or kind of lost in initiating it, this video is specially made for you.
Yeah, and make sure you have your pen and your paper, and let's get started. Checking your house is the very first thing you should do before diving into this business. Your house should have enough space for children to play, to eat, to nap, and make sure you have those space.
Yeah, and the Manitoba government is requiring 2 exit doors for those who are licensing their home for daycare. And so the apartment is not ideal for it.
Yeah, that it won't work. So having a basement in your house, although it's not required, it's a good thing. Just like in my case, I use my basement, and in case of emergencies or in case of tornado, typhoon in your area, you have a safer place to go.
And if you are gonna use your basement for nap time, there is a required measurement for your window as an exit. It's called egress, and you should check it by calling 311 for the house or for the fire and zoning inspection.
Yeah.
But if you're not gonna use it for nap time, just a playroom, any size of the window will be alright.
Yeah. Make sure your furnace area has a door and lock to keep your children away from it.
Yeah, that's right. And For the kitchen cabinets, there should be safety locks, and also for the basement door, there should be a safety lock as well. And for those sharp objects like knives and chemicals and cleaning materials, it should be located where the kids will not be able to reach.
Yeah, exactly. That's not safe. So that's a big no-no. Check and see if your house have enough front and backyard space for the children outside activities. And there are some cases that fences are required.
Yeah, that's right. And if you don't have a sufficient yard for the children's play area, as a children's play area, a nearby park will be a good idea, because when children is out, they really love it. They really enjoy it.
Yeah, and there's a policy that children needs to be out every day, but I think it
depends.
It will depend to the weather,
yeah,
and to the feeling of the children, if some of them are sick, and yeah, it's the provider's choice to know if the children are.
Yeah, you need to assess.
Yeah, you need to assess the situation. That's the right term. Yes, first aid training is a must requirements in licensing process.
Right.
Aside from that, it is also important that you have the skills and basic knowledge in case of emergency. Just like myself, I have 2 children and I have my husband. If you don't have those basic knowledge, it is scary.
Yeah, that's right. And first aid and CPR level C is the specific training that you should get if you are going to care for children. And there are lots of training center that offers it.
Yeah, just like what we did. We took our training from St. John's Ambulance, and it is 1-day training, but you have to make sure that you pass the test, and it will and the certification will be valid for 3 years. Yes, though you can take it after you get your license, and there will be 1-year time frame to take it.
It is online, so it is very convenient and easy to complete. You can take it anytime or anywhere. I took mine at the Red River College.
And I got mine when I was working in St. Boniface Children's Place. Hi everyone there. And it took me 4 months to complete the course.
And the cost is not really a problem, because the Manitoba government is giving training grants for those who complete it. Yeah, especially for those licensed.
These are very important papers you need to have in starting your business, as you will be taking care of children, and you need to prove that you don't have any bad records.
Yeah, and all of the member of the household 18 years old and above should get police clearance, while those who are 12 years old and above should get the child abuse registry check.
Price range will depend on your catchment area. If you watch our recent video, this one, regarding the things you need to consider before opening a home-based daycare, we mentioned there that you need to do your survey before putting the reasonable price for your service.
Yeah, that's right. And if you are to be licensed and chose to accept the grant or the funding from the government, there is a mandated rate that you should follow. As of now, the rate for infant is 22.20 a day. For toddlers, preschoolers, and school age at summertime and in service days or holidays, right? It's just the same, 18.20 a day. The charge for the school age may vary depending on how many times they are in your daycare during school days. Like, is it morning? Is it morning and
before and after school?
Before or after school. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. then for private daycares or those licensed that chose not to accept funds from the government, prices start at $25. They are free to define their prices and rates. Financing will be D for everybody.
Mine is around 3,000. But as soon as I get licensed, I have been refunded for a certain amount. It's based on how many kids you are to be licensed. Before, it was 300 per kids, so I get licensed for 8 kids. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and for myself, I didn't spend much because I am just lucky that I have my eldest old stuff that she didn't want to use, and yeah, I use it to start off my home-based daycare, and some are donation from families, and thank goodness to my mother-in-law. She's a teacher and she has some toys that she didn't use, or it was given to her when she was teaching nursery kindergarten, and I had some of it. So yeah. Okay.
For advertising, there are lots of ways to do it without spending money. Yeah, I did mine at Kijiji posting. It's free, and also at Facebook.
I got almost my clients from doing flyers or sending flyers from some local businesses around my catchment area, and my husband did my business card, to put it on some schools around in my neighborhood.
These are another must-have document or must-have paperwork when you are operating a home-based daycare. Policy or another, it is called parent manual or parent handbook, is your daycare rules and your regulations. You are free to specify the rules that you want in these documents, like the hours of preparation, your daily schedules, your vacations, payments, penalties, and more.
Yeah. Safety plan is a document that specifies your protocol in case of emergencies like fire, typhoon, and tornadoes, and make sure you have a set up evacuation area for your daycare children in case of those emergencies.
Contract is a document that contains the agreement between you and the client or the parent.
Yeah. Once the application for license has been submitted, a coordinator will be assigned and will guide you to create these documents that you need for licensing process.
During my licensing process, I created those policy ahead of time, so my license process is quicker.
Yeah, but for myself, thank goodness to my partner. She's the one who shared her paperwork for me so that I can start my licensing, and it went quicker because of her help.
Yeah, so if you want, we can share our own documents with you. Just comment down below.
Please comment down below.
We'll send you the template that we made. Yeah, to help you.
Yeah. These are the necessities you need to start up your home-based daycare. You must have
Books,
toys,
tables and chairs, of course.
oh, boosters and high chairs,
Individual bed and blankets,
diaper changing area,
and outdoor toys.
very important.
You have to submit the complete license application form, a complete record of childcare residence of the licensed family or the group childcare homes for each of the resident of your home.
And 2 references. The 2 references must be individual who has observed you taking care of children, and they must be provided by someone other than your relatives.
So the police clearance and the child abuse check. So 5 items that you need to be included on your application package, and it should be submitted to
all those documents should be submitted to ELCC, which is the Early Learning Childcare Program. The forms are downloadable to ELCC website, and address and the website are on the description. Just to repeat all those application
or the forms that you needed to submit for your application package. The first one is the license application form, 2 reference check, the record of the resident, police clearance, and child abuse registry check. Yeah.
And you're good to go.
Okay, so we are not saying that you do what we did in our time. We are just sharing our experiences when we started our own home-based daycare.
Yeah, these are just presenting our tales from our own experiences and to save you some trial and error. Okay, so if you want to open your daycare, have income right away, and you can't wait for your license to be released.
And if you think that licensing requirements are overwhelming,
there is another option that we can suggest that you might like.
Just let us know and comment below.
And it could be our topic on our next video.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and see you on this video.
Thank you.
Hooray!